The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Admiral Zethkar's tentacles writhed in agitation. The holographic display showed the massive Void Harvester, a kilometer-long dreadnought that had been systematically consuming entire star systems for the past 3 months. Its dark hull seemed to absorb light itself, and the twisted spires jutting from its surface pulsed with an otherworldly energy that made even the most hardened warriors shudder. "The situation is dire," Admiral Zethkar announced, his voice carrying the weight of a dozen civilizations' fear. "Our combined fleets have proven ineffective. The Harvester's shields adapt to any weapon we deploy within minutes. Its hull regenerates faster than we can damage it. Conventional warfare has failed." The assembled representatives from across the galaxy shifted uneasily. The crystalline Vorthak clinked like wind chimes as they vibrated with anxiety. The gaseous nebulons flickered between colors of deep worry. Even the mighty Kreks, whose warrior culture had dominated 3 sectors, sat in grim silence. "There is one option," the Admiral continued reluctantly. "Our scientists have identified a potential weakness. The Harvester's core draws power from a quantum singularity. If someone could infiltrate the ship, navigate through its interior defenses and manually destabilize the containment field, the resulting implosion would destroy the vessel." "The survival probability?" asked General Thrix of the Kreks hegemony, his scarred face set in stone. "Less than 0.003%. The volunteer would need to pilot a single fighter through the Harvester's weapon grid, breach its hull, survive the hostile environment inside, fight through an estimated 10,000 biomechanical defenders, reach the core chamber, and complete the sabotage, all while the ship's automated systems adapt to counter every move." Zethkar's tentacles drooped. "It's a suicide mission. We cannot ask anyone to." "I'll do it." Every head in the chamber turned toward the back corner, where a lone figure sat casually in his chair, feet propped up on the table in front of him. Captain Jake Morrison of the Terran Federation wore his standard-issue flight suit, complete with coffee stains and what appeared to be burn marks from a welding torch. His short brown hair was slightly unkempt, and he was absently spinning a small wrench between his fingers. "Human Morrison," Admiral Zethkar said carefully, "I believe you may have misunderstood the nature of—" "Nope, heard you fine," Jake interrupted, not bothering to sit up properly. "Giant evil ship, certain death save the galaxy. Sounds like Tuesday to me." The Vorthak representative chimed in confusion. "Tuesday? What significance does this time measurement hold?" Jake shrugged. "That's just, Tuesday. Did something similar last Tuesday, actually. Different galaxy-threatening monstrosity, same general idea." He finally swung his feet down and leaned forward. "Look, I appreciate the dramatic presentation and all, but this really isn't that complicated. You point me at the bad thing. I blow it up, we all go home. Well, you all go home, I might grab some dinner first." "Captain Morrison," General Thrix growled, "this is not some minor skirmish. This entity has destroyed 17 worlds. Our finest warriors have fallen before its might. Yeah, I get that. Real scary, apocalyptic nightmare, etc." Jake stood and stretched, his joints popping audibly. "But here's the thing you're all missing. Humans are really, really good at impossible things. It's kind of our specialty." The chamber erupted in protests and concerned chittering. Jake waited for the noise to die down before continuing. "See? You're all thinking about this wrong. You're seeing overwhelming odds and calling it suicide. I'm seeing a puzzle that needs solving." He walked to the holographic display and examined the Harvester with the casual interest of someone browsing a hardware store. "Adaptive shields? Great. Keeps things interesting. Biomechanical defenders? I've tangled with worse. The real question is whether my coffee maker will still work after the quantum implosion." "Your confidence is admirable but misplaced," Admiral Zethkar said. "No being can survive what awaits inside that vessel." Jake grinned. "Admiral, with respect, you don't know humans very well. We're the species that looked at an exploding ball of nuclear fire 93 million miles away and said, 'Let's go there.' We're the ones who saw the deepest ocean trenches and thought, Vacation spot. We invented extreme sports because regular survival wasn't challenging enough. He turned back to the assembled council. This harvester thing? It's got one fatal flaw. It's trying to be impossible to defeat. But impossible is where humans thrive. It's where we're most comfortable. And if you fail? Asked the Nebulan representative, its form shifting to a worried orange. Then I fail spectacularly, probably taking half the ship with me, and you'll have learned something useful about its defenses. Jake headed toward the exit. But I won't fail. Not because I'm special or gifted or chosen by destiny. I'll succeed because humans are too stubborn to know when we're beaten and too curious to leave a mystery unsolved. He paused at the doorway. Besides, my shift at the mechanic shop doesn't start until Friday. Might as well save the galaxy while I've got some free time. 3 hours later, Captain Jake Morrison's modified fighter screamed through space toward the Void Harvester. His comm system crackled with worried voices from the Council fleet, but he was humming an old Earth song and adjusting his targeting systems with the practiced ease of someone who had indeed done this sort of thing before. As the first wave of defensive fire erupted from the massive ship, Jake's grin widened. Tuesday, he said to himself, and dove into the maelstrom. Behind him, the galaxy's greatest military minds watched in stunned silence as the human did what they had deemed impossible. Not because he was superhuman, but because he was magnificently, stubbornly, impossibly human.